We are live from Lucas Oil Raceway. Drivers are just finishing up their qualifying here. If y'all new here, this is the Sim Racer Hub Challenge League that we do. I believe this, see what they're looking like right now. I believe there's about 14 drivers in this field currently. Some drivers have chosen not to put up lap times here. Have never ran at this track, so it'll be interesting to see these drivers go around here. It's like it is a short track, so there's going to be a lot of beating and banging off each other. Drivers will probably have their tempers definitely tested for sure, as that's always tested at tracks like this. But I believe I've timed it to where you will not have to watch much of this qualifying left. Doug is surprised he was able to put that time. He was out there for a little bit longer, but he was able to put down a 22:14. He's still going for a faster lap, so he's thinking maybe as the tires get heated up, it gets just a little bit more grip, and they'll start to get too hot to make any more grips. And that's what he's trying to do. You can see him already loose off the corner, really putting some wheel into it. So he's definitely giving all he has. But should be just into qualifying here, hopefully. And if y'all are new here, if you don't mind then throwing in a subscription, that'll definitely help us. We're at 150, trying to hit maybe 200 by the end of the month here. That's just kind of a personal goal for me. You don't have to. It's just something I would like to see happen if possible. But I believe they should be about done with qualifying. I believe they have. Yes, they have literally 30 seconds left for it. So not much longer for them. I believe everybody that was on track is done. Nope, we got Gabriel Ellis. Looks like he's on track still. He tucks off now, so wasn't able to get the pole that he wanted, but he gets very, very close. I'm expecting a lot of people to get moved here. That is for sure. I believe qualifying has just now ended here, I think. Just waiting for it to load here. I think it should have ended, but I'll pull up some race info here. So it's a little bit bigger than half a mile. It's probably going to be a very slick track, if I had to guess. Just seeing how flat it is, there's not going to be much to lean on for these drivers. So they're going to have to be using a lot of brake, and that's where you can see a lot of brake lockup. A lot of the rear ends will kick out on them because they're trying to use so much, and that'll just end up very bad for them. But they're still waiting for them to go over to the actual race, waiting for them to grid. I'm not sure what they're talking about just yet. I'll have to see. I believe that should be everybody. Yep, there it goes. So just switched over there. So I will pull this down. I will go to the grid here, qualifying. So first is going to be Doug Newbiggins, second Gabriel Ellison, third Brian Knoll, fourth Joseph Plager, fifth James Nelson, sixth Matthew Ayla, seventh Stu Leslie, 8th Clinton Sneed, 9th John Peel, 10th Andy Trapano, 11th Michael Garone Jr., 12th Doug Denise, 13th Zachary Hockenmeyer, 14th Anthony Thurber, sorry. Probably want to add a D somewhere. But I'm really looking to see drivers kind of beating and banging off each other here. That's really what I think is going to happen. And I especially think we're going to see a lot of people get turned, that is for sure, because it's going to give some unhappy drivers too, so maybe tempers will flare. You don't really want to see that, but it makes good for television. And if y'all are watching on Roku, how y'all doing? I won't be able to talk to you live, sadly, but hopefully this does turn out to be a good race for you. I would normally have somebody in the booth with me, but I just don't have anybody with me right now, so. It looks like we will have 14 drivers here tonight in this race. And the back-to-back stream, so they'll be going to the next track after that. The next track is Michigan, so it'll be interesting to see how drivers are able to run that track there. I know it's difficult in the next gens. I'm not sure about these trucks, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle that. So I'm making sure. Looks like my sore throat is finally kind of. If I say that, and would it come back? Looks like it's kind of dissipated, so I sound pretty normal, I'd say. Luckily, not too terrible. Driver's going to roll off. Looks like they're only going to get 1 lap. I think they need to take off and say, kind of waiting a little bit. Not want to wait just as long. I believe some of these drivers didn't put a lap down, as Anthony Thurber is race control. So there's actually 13 drivers here tonight. Looks like, yeah, they're going to get the green flag immediately. 7 of Newbigin's going to be on the bottom. He's going to have the 27 of Ellison to his outside. 7 will have the 93, or sorry, 7 will have the 70 of Brian Knoll, and Ellison will have the 93 of Flagger, so just 70 and 93. I believe I got those numbers mixed up there. I believe pace car will go. Okay, trying to find the pit exit here, sorry. The pit entrance, so it will go around 1 time. So that'll count as a lap for these drivers. Just get them underway with that. But you see how, you already see, you know, that this track is just super flat. It's going to be hard to turn, and if they do, you know, that truck is going to want to be basically washing up the tracks. They're going to be having to really back up their corners, using a lot of brake to get that truck to turn for them. That's when you can see some accidents happen, so I have to be very, very careful about that for sure. But yep, pace car pulls in, so look at the green flag this time by. You gotta watch to see if somebody sends it too deep in this first corner. Green flag should be coming out very soon here for Newbigin's. He'll get the jump on Ellison on the outside. Sorry, Ellison. There we go. He gets a pretty good jump, not a terrible one. The 27 maybe spun his tires there a little bit already. But I think this is kind of going to be, you know, a 2-lane track almost. I think that people are going to be side by side most of the time. As the 27's hanging tough on the outside of the 70. He's going to get clear. They're all going to kind of fan out at this point. Drivers already got somebody up in the wall. That is the 31 of Matthew Ayla. Sorry, I need to get his name right. But drivers kind of already going single file. 75 kind of pulls a slide move on the 83, gets up there in time. To see, does the 7, does he figure out, man, this is a really slick track. You know, these tracks can be difficult to run, but if you can really hit it, you can really get to it. The 70 almost touches the 27. You saw him gas it up in the corner. He got incredibly close to him as he's on his bumper. 27 might want to be careful, so I might want to start looking his mirrors at the 70, because that 70 is getting a really good bite off of that little bit of a higher lane. Is the drivers can do that, and that little bit of a higher lane will give them a run sometimes. You slow down getting into the corners, but the bite off will just be insane, as we've got somebody who's already crashed. See what happened here with him. So I believe he might have just gotten into the wall. Oh, his already. Oh, head first into the wall. Didn't see that back there. He's already went to the pits. I believe he towed. I know he might have driven into the pits, but I think he may have towed. You see that 49 of Clinton Sneed and Toys R Us. I believe I know the exact Toys R Us place Clinton is talking about, knowing that he was from the area that I am in. The 70's trying to slide up under the 20, or 77 is trying to slide up under the 29. Drivers really trying to get up under each other right now. 77 is going to lose a position. He's going to get passed from the 38 also. Up front, the 27, he's kept a pretty decent gap between him and the 7. It hasn't really grown, hasn't really gone down, though. So he's keeping it pretty even, as maybe on the long run, he'll start to gain some time on him. You know, you can't really say that a driver has the race in the bag just from the start of it. I've learned that so many times here on iRacing. Doug is starting to pull away just a little bit here. Not pulling away too much. We'll pull up his lap times, so you can see it. There's laps. You know, Doug is better than Gabriel. Then he kind of, they both flip-flop. That lap he was faster just a little bit. Gets loose. You saw him wiggle off the corner, trying to put the throttle down. He's got very loose, you know, and once these cars start to slip off the bottom, you've got to be really careful, because those tires are going to get heated up. As you can see, Ellison comes back with a faster lap. But these tires, when they get heated up, especially the 83 is trying to slide up, pull a slide on the 38, doesn't work. Pinches that 38 in the wall. That 38 has to run the wall. That's Andy up top. Stu almost got into him, tried to get really close on him. 75 got really loose in the back. That's James. Drivers starting to feel the loose exit now on these trucks, and they're just everybody trying to put the power down when it's just the grip just isn't there yet. They might have already burned it off early in the race. Doing some aggressive moves that they really didn't need to, but I saw, oh, the 70's in the wall. That's Brian on the exit. You've got the 29 looking under the 75. I think drivers are going to start trying to pull a slide job here. It's easier to get it done faster. And when you're pinched down on that bottom, you can't put down the power like you would like to. It becomes really, really difficult to pass. That is for sure. 29, he gets gotten around him though. The 93s also, he's been hanging with the 72s, not letting them get away. As I think Gabriel might be digging into the lead here slowly on New Biggin. Yeah, well, I say that, and then he loses and then he gains. I think overall, Doug he's able to run just a little bit better than Ellison continuously. We'll see what they get this lap. Yeah, because they kind of flip-flop, and then Gabriel loses time, then Doug will gain time, then Doug will lose time. So they're just kind of flipping between these two drivers. See Clinton all the way in the back. He must definitely be struggling. I'm terrible at these types of tracks. Also, I have no idea how, but I just truly am. I can't drive them to save my life. That is for sure. I believe I will mess with this filter here really quick. This is going very... I don't know why this is so loud. Oh, that is... Sorry if y'all heard that there for half a second. That probably killed y'all's eardrums. There we go. I was just making some audio changes because I noticed my voice does just a little bit too loud all the time. But drivers, as I say that, I'm going to say looking pretty clean. The 83 gets in the wall, trying to get up off the corner. You see these guys are just really struggling. They're running like 23, 36 compared to, sorry. So let's see their last lap, 23, 36, and the leaders are running to 22, 79. So they are definitely struggling here early on. They might go a lap down pretty soon as everybody's getting loose now. You can see their rear ends kicking out. I believe that was a 29. Michael Garoni Jr. Saw the back end of his truck want to slide, and you see everybody starting to slide. So I think they're trying to get back to the throttle just a little bit too aggressively, and I think they just need to calm down and realize I don't need to be getting back in the gas that hard. I'll be fine. I don't got to worry about it that much. We'll go on board with the 7 of Doug. See how he's driving this track here. Doug, he's actually getting in there pretty deep, and he's sliding up the track just a little bit, and then he's waiting for the truck to set. The 70's under attack from the 29. That 29 is definitely coming through the field. He started, so he started 11th, and he's already up 8 positions, so he's definitely got some speed in his truck. He did run a 23.15, and Doug ran a much faster lap, but he was also trying to get under a truck, so he's definitely going to be one to watch for sure. I think that he'll definitely come out through this pack. We'll just see how he gains on Ellison. I'm not sure how long drivers can go on fuel. I know that there's going to be at least one pit stop. There has to be in basically every single race that's done. Drivers have to stop at least once. It's 30. He's trying to get to the outside. He's going to get into the wall. He was trying to get to the outside of James, and he just wasn't able to get there. He was so close, but he just goes right up into the wall eventually. Just tried to make it and just couldn't get up there. And, at that point, you're pretty much just hoping, I got to get to the quarter panel of them. It's a 93. He's trying to pass the 70 of Brian Knoll. Running a little bit low on the track. He's going to get kind of a bad X as he touches the 70. He makes contact with, that's going to get the 70 up the track. He's going to have to get out of the throttle. So we see drivers kind of using each other as a brake now. Might as well. Looks like the 70 has some right side damage. Not too bad at all. I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. But that 29, he is putting down some laps. He has, I believe last time I looked back, he was at 5.4 seconds back. He's down to 4.5. So he has a rocket ship. He is definitely shaving off time here, but you know, is the 7 saving tires? He realizes, I'm so out in front. I don't need to be driving it that hard. I think he might be doing that, might not, as these guys are going to battle back here. The 70's on the bottom, almost clips the 38, bails out of the throttle, checks up the 75 of James behind him. James is going to come under attack from the 83. 83 looks like he backs off, finally realizes, I can't get to the spot that I need to. You know, drivers getting on that bottom, it's going to be harder for them to put throttle down because they've already got so much wheel into it. The truck's just not going to want to react like you would. As they're going to go 3 wide, the 83 thinks about it, decides to tuck in behind the 70. I really thought he was going to take the chance there, but he decided against it. Looks like most of the action is back here. These guys are all in a cluster. 83's kind of boxing. He has nowhere to go. He wants to probably shoot the middle. 70's getting very loose on X now. I think he's heating up that right rear and it's making him slide even more. He's going to start giving him a bump. I think he moves the 70, gives him an old bump and run. You see that at Martinsville used very often. Moves him up out of the groove. Now the 70's going to try to stay tough. The 83's going to have to send it in there. 70 goes into the wall, maybe squeezed him up there. Didn't touch him though, but didn't give him room. That is for sure. Sometimes you got to do that. The drivers back here using each other up. That is for sure. Nobody's making friends with the 70. He probably wants to get back in line. He just does not want to be where he is at all. These two guys back here struggling pretty heavily. I'll give him that is a very, very good paint scheme. Toys R Us sadly went out of business, so we don't see that anymore. There's only one somewhat close to me. That 29, looks like he was gaining time. Now he's lost it. It's going to be interesting. How is this traffic going to treat Doug whenever he does catch it? Because, I mean, he's evidently, he's going to catch traffic sooner or later. Looks like most of these guys, oh, we got somebody, Doug. Looks like I thought Doug had disappeared. Looks like he just blinked out on track. He said that he was out, and I was like, wait, did he wreck and tow himself? But he didn't, but let's see. Pull up a track map here. Are they getting caught? Yes, they are. These 70's kind of put in a weird position now. He's caught in, or sorry, not 70, 77. He's catching this last group of, or these stragglers back here. He's catching the 88 of Hockenmeyer. It's somebody heard tires screeching there, but I'll leave that track map up so you can see all those drivers that are out here right now. 88, he's definitely being caught. He's almost a whole second off the pace, so no, he's gotten run up on very, very quick. I believe he may give way to the leader. That would be the gentleman thing to do, but you know, this is racing, and I saw lap trucks or lap cars, lap vehicles not be very nice, as the 7's going to kind of get in there pretty deep. Looks like we got somebody around. Maybe I thought I heard tires screeching. No wreck is on track, because I guess I'm hearing stuff. I could swear it's somebody's wrecking, but evidently they aren't. But the 7, he puts the 88 a lap down, first truck a lap down. He's going to set his sights on Clinton up here ahead. Clinton's going to try to go under Doug. It looks like Doug is trying to wrap that high line. He's giving Clinton all the room on the bottom that he could ever ask for. But being pinched down on that bottom is not the easy thing, as these guys are going at it back here. The 93 is under attack from the 77, the 75. Who's he going to choose? This is where it gets kind of hard, because you don't want to hit somebody and send them into the corner faster than they already go. That they want to go, really, because that just ends up very bad. Looks like the 29 looks like he's evened out, but he's definitely catching the 27 of Gabriel. Gabriel might have burned up his stuff a little bit sooner than these guys back here. These guys are very far back though. It would be difficult for these guys to come up here. Sorry, y'all. It's like, I still have some coughing for some odd reason, so I'm trying not to No, coughing the mic right on you, that is for sure. The 40, he might go a lap down here really soon as he's gotten into the wall. You can see the contact on his right side. Very, very vicious. It's for him. 49. Clinton, he runs it here. He's trying to pull away. He kind of wants to put as many trucks as he can between him and the leaders. You know, I'd be wanting to do the same thing. I would not want to be near him at all. That's what I kind of start doing on these tracks. When I start seeing the leader, I try to put as many trucks between me and the leader as I can. Hopefully a caution will come out sooner than later. What the lap times here, we'll see. And what lap times these drivers are running. So the 27 ran about the same lap as the 7 is kind of bogged down in traffic. He finally got past the 40. He's going to go try to catch the 49. And then the 70 of Brian up here. Like everybody decided to go single file pretty much throughout the whole field, luckily. 30, drivers definitely using up that right side. Not afraid to use what you have. You know, it'll buff out. You got people in the shop that work on that for a reason. I still wouldn't want to hit it. They wouldn't want to make their job harder than what it already is. They're already having to pull dents out of stuff all the time. The drivers running about 23 high, well, say high 23s, low 24s laps. So these laps will probably start ticking away, as I'm not exactly sure as he gets loose off the corner. We'll go on board with this loose truck here, just so you can hear his throttle. You can see, looking at, he goes in the corner and he's already loose. If you see those little micro corrections that he's making, he's already having to deal with a pretty loose truck at that point. So I believe I can actually pull up. They're steering here. Let me find the plug-in for it. No, I have it in here somewhere. That is not it. I will find it here for y'all really quick. I know it's in here somewhere. I just gotta sort through all this stuff. I believe it's not actually. I believe I didn't add that. I'll definitely make a note to add that plug-in for sure. The one that will let you see their steering input from the normal one. But you saw at 93. When you're steering like that off the corner, that means that your truck is loose. As we got a little bit of a battle here. The 29 has caught the 27. 29s, he's definitely got some speed here. That is for sure. It's going to slow him down trying to battle with the 27, so it's going to make it difficult for him to get around as he probably wants these lap trucks to get out of the way. I think the 88 probably hurt him on exit there just for a little bit. But back to what I was saying, when you're already having to make these little minor corrections off the corner, that means your rear tires are not locked into the ground like you want them to be. And I've had cars, especially in A opens, that are so loose that you're making so many corrections off the corner, you don't even know if you can hold on to it. I believe that's what you saw with the 93. He's just having to drive off that right rear so bad as 70 goes into the wall. This is going to hurt this 29. The 29 doesn't want that truck on the outside, is having to put more wheel into it to make sure he doesn't hit them. As it looks like my throat maybe giving out just a little bit here. Hopefully not. We got a crash. It's like Michael Garone. He's crashed on the track. Oh no, that was a 29 too. See what happens here. See if he just kind of gets in deep in the corner. It's like he just locks it up right in front of the 70. 70 has nowhere to go and drills him. We're on board with the 29. 29 looks like he just locks up his right front, trying to get on the brakes so hard. Oh. What happened to here? I think his wheel may have disconnected. Watch this. So he's going into the corner like normal. Yep, his wheel just died. So he goes straight into the wall. I believe that's what happened. His wheel had to have died there, because you don't see anybody do that, as I've been in races where people's wheel has died and they'll just go straight into the wall. But this is going to trigger pit stops. 7's going to come in. Everybody at this point is going to come in. I wouldn't see anybody staying out at all. Kind of a death sentence at this point. It's like his steering wheel just died on him. I mean, that's really all I can really say that I think possibly happened to him there, because you don't see drivers just go straight for no reason there. But I'll let these guys do pit stops, and I'll roll some quick ads so you don't have to watch these guys pace under green here. 7 looks like he is on the very edge of his pit box. I don't know how they're letting a pit like that. I believe he should be in and out. First one in and out. Everybody else comes down pit road besides the wave around trucks. They'll come around next time by. Yep, 7 comes out. Like, things will stay the same. The 38 moves up, but I will roll some quick ads for you all. We are live here again from Lucas Oil Raceway. Drivers will be getting the green next time by. Doug is up front. The 29 has decided not to use his off or his fast repair. I don't even know if drivers have fast repair in this. I don't think they do. No? Wait. Who got it? Do they have a doppelganger? I could have swore the 29 had more damage than that. But Doug, he comes up front. It's going to be kind of a different pair here. The 83's worked his way through. The 38's worked his way through. The 7 jumps. That restart. He takes off super early. Leaves those guys in a pit. Right now, as he took off very, very early. I did not expect him to do that at all, but these guys are going at it back here. Not letting each other get away just yet. 38 looks like he just decided. Stuck in behind the 27. Probably a good call from him. I wouldn't blame him for doing that at all for sure, but looks like the lane that's dominant is not the lane that I thought would have been dominant. That is definitely for sure, because they're running kind of the high lane, and then they're letting the truck get a bite and then getting on the throttles. He just ran a 22.20, and that's what the leader Doug Newbiggin had just ran. So he's pushing some speed here. He definitely has this track down pat for sure. He's not suffering at all from a loss of speed. He's almost put out a whole second on these guys. So that last lap wasn't as fast. Gabriel kind of ran a similar one. Andy is looking on the outside of him, as I've been messing up my words for 2 days now. I'm sorry. He's at 75. He's got some right front damage also. Might not be hurting him too terribly. If it's not in a certain spot, you could be fine with it. It just depends on where it is. Yeah, it looks like you have 4 people a lap down, some in the pits. Matthew, looks like there was no fast repairs. So, okay, that's who I saw. That's who I saw earlier. I have another caution, James Nelson. So I was looking in the back here. He's crashed. Looks like he's getting loose. I believe he's getting loose off the corner here. We'll go at cockpit with him. I believe he's getting pretty loose. Yep, you can see it right there. Listen to the throttle of him. You can hear his tires screeching, and he realizes that. He just decides to lock it down. Doesn't make too bad of contact with the inside wall. Don't think that'll take him down on engine power, but it's going to be weird, dude. These guys coming and pit again? I mean, they've only ran say maybe 5 to 6 green flag laps, but that can make a big difference on tires, especially here at these short tracks. I don't think they will come down though. I think they'll probably end up staying out here. Roll some quick ads again while they're on their pace laps. Lights are off in the pace car here as I'm messing up with. Still stepping over my words, but lights are off in the pace car. It's going to be the 7 of Doug Newbigin. He's going to lead him to green here. 27 still on his outside. The 38 of Andy will be behind Doug. So we have 3 teammates in the top 4 right now. So, or top 3. That's good for them. See if he takes off super early like he did before. Looks like he's going to decide to wait. No, he takes off semi-early. Looks like everybody else was kind of already ready for it, so he doesn't get that big of a jump as he did last time. Have to see if drivers will fan out on each other or will they start racing right off the start. The 38's already looking on the 27, decides not to make too of an aggressive move. 77 looks like he got a bump there from the 83, sent him into the corner. Do not think he wanted to get in there that fast. He was probably on his brakes and like, oh, I don't want to be hit that hard. I don't want to be hit that hard. Please don't hit me. Got somebody off track. Oh, we got somebody. So it looks like somebody definitely had locked their brakes up here, but that 27, he's not letting the 7 get away like he was before. But is he using up his stuff? Because you see it looks like he's getting a little bit tight on exit. See how close he gets to the wall. That's what he's definitely having to deal with, and that's a tough thing for drivers because you only get tighter sometimes as the 83. Looks like he's loose on exit, so kind of 2 counter opposites as it's interesting to see at some of these tracks. Somebody can be tight, somebody can be loose in different parts, and you think, how can you be loose and tight there? But it really comes down to driving style and how comfortable the drivers are trying to drive the track like that, because there's tracks that they're like, oh, I'm snapping loose, and I'm like, I can drive perfectly fine. And it's just really, it's the track that suits the driver. But this 27, he's definitely, maybe he has something for the 7 now. I think he's learned just a little bit as we go on board to see how he runs his line compared to the 27, or compared to the 7 in front of him. switch to Doug. You saw the view from Gabriel. Looks like he's running a little bit of a... it's kind of hard to tell because he's not running a super shallow line. The 27's running just half a groove higher, and he's trying to put as little throttle in, or little steering input into it as he can. That's probably actually helping him, you know, not get loose. Looks like Clinton Sneed has crashed. Go back and see what happened here. These guys were in a pack. He doesn't get that good. I mean, he gets a good exit. Does he just get loose? Yeah, he just gets loose on it. Oh, he doesn't. Well, he actually manages. I'd call that a save from Clinton Sneed. I would not call that a crash, but SDK called it one. Nice save from him. Just locks it down eventually. Just takes his loss. He's going to be 18 seconds back now, but we'll look at the lap time between these top two. Somebody else has crashed. Brian Knoll. I think drivers back here are getting very loose. 70 has struggled the whole night. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's wheel hopping, getting into that corner. He just hits the wall, then he kind of gets finished off there. Just rolls it through the grass, gets back on track. So, not hard contact for him. It looks like he just got in there a little too hot, and the rear tire started to chatter. Didn't want to hook up with him. So he's struggling with grip overall. It's not something that he wanted for sure. So I will let the camera choose where you all watch as 83 got loose. He got very loose off that corner. I was surprised he got that loose. You saw that thing just kick out on him. Still got a little bit of mucus in my throat. 93 is getting loose also. You know, when you see those trucks kind of wiggle on the outside, that means that they're getting pretty loose. They're not being able to put down the power, and that rear end's starting to kind of want to just slowly go away from us. Looks like, I don't hear him, he's got somebody trying to pass. It's a 93, he's a lap down. 75 is trying to get a lap down. I believe that is for the free pass position in this too. So 75 has extra incentive to get that position. Actually, he's running that wall, just wrapping the top line as best as he can. Do not blame him for doing that one bit. What's that one? Lord, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Looks like my throat's just not wanting to do anything. Thought it was fine. It's just kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, well, that's great. So I'm still very, very sorry for that. Wait, 80, the 7's trying to get past the 88. That 88 might actually hold up the 7. The 7's probably not going to be very happy with that being held up by him. That is a paint scheme that I know that is made by, it's made by Sonic Racing Chassis. I did not expect to see that in here. I knew I saw it from one of his ads. Ads? Yeah, I can't. Something's wrong. I cannot talk. So we've got two trucks that are in pit road, the 31 and the 70. 70 has been down pit road for 20 seconds. It looks like he's fixing all of his optional right now. You saw Clinton there. Clinton's definitely being caught. That is for sure. He's, I think, you know, locking it down like that, saving it, not hitting the wall. That's probably burned off a good amount of rubber. So it's more noticeable in the next gens than it is the trucks, but you'll eventually notice it here. Trying to find a little bit of a news story here to fill some of this dead space. Let's see if I can get the 93. Looks like he's trying to get 93's a lap down also. That 93 is really really making it hard for that 75 to pass him. He does not want to get up there. The 75, he's getting in deep, running the wall, waiting for the truck to bite. As you can get that to work sometimes at some tracks. Now that's what you could do in the Gen 6 Cup cars, and the next gen's pretty hard. In the trucks, I'd say it probably does work. He's really just trying to keep his momentum wound up, being that high up the track, and really trying to put the throttle down, try to get all the power that he can. But I will say the 7 has not ran away from the 27 like he has been doing before. That 27's kind of kept him in check, kept him looking to see how far back he is, because he's not getting away that much. So it'll be interesting to see, will it come down between these two maybe? Sorry, just trying to clear my throat here. Looks like he just doesn't want to do anything. But 27, he's also, that 38's kind of been a pain in his mirror. He's not letting him get away, that is for sure. So you've got the Clinton, he's trying to pass the 29. The 29, he was hauling it earlier than he got into the wall, got a little bit loose off the corner, tried to keep it under him, the truck stepped out, just wasn't able to do what he needed to. Really can't do anything at that point. Just, you're along for the ride. Clinton, I know Clinton would love to get around him. He does not want to have to deal with that leader coming up on him, but if Clinton doesn't get around him, I believe Doug will probably lap him very, very soon, as he's still trying to get under the 29 up here. You can see him battling him. Being down on that bottom is pretty hard, too. You think that the shortest way around is the best, but when you're so low, Clinton tries to pull a slide job, I think, or 29 goes in the wall himself. So Clinton does a little bit of a slide job, doesn't really, that's really wasn't textbook, but does something to get up in front of him, just wants him gone. He wants him out of the way. I would not blame him for that at all either. The 88, he is a lap truck also. That 38, he's running a very interesting line. We'll look from his chase here. Watch the line that he runs. You see how deep he gets in there, and then kind of watch him wash up the track here. He lets his truck carry the speed up to the top, and then he waits for it to set, and then waits for it to get a bite, and that's when he gets back on the throttle, maybe using just a little bit of brake, trail brake, and he's try to go under the 27 now. Just can't get there just yet. He's ever so close, and he's getting closer doing what he's doing. So maybe it'll eventually work for him. Who knows? Drivers are definitely past halfway. These laps are going to start definitely taking off faster, but I'm not sure about pit stops. I think they'll have to make maybe one more before the race ends, as I don't think they'll be able to go 100 and say 1 laps on fuel. I don't see a tank lasting that long at all. Those two trucks, they are out of the race. I believe those are probably teammates, they were just based off their paint scheme. Try not to pull out my headset. The cord's getting a little bit too short. Need to definitely buy a longer one. Can't buy an extension that'll fit though. But that 27, I don't think he likes seeing that 38 in his mirror. And they're not running terrible laps time. Doug actually was tied with Gabriel. Andy ran barely faster than those two. So these drivers have evened out on their lap times, that's for sure so far. As we'll see if they run a faster lap this time by. We'll have to see very shortly here when they come to the start-finish line. Let's see what they run. 23:15, 23:35, so definitely slower that time. So it's like when Newbig gets caught in traffic, you can definitely see that. He slows down a lot. He doesn't have the speed. Well, really, it's not his speed. It's just you're having to sort through a lot of stuff. You can't run the line that you've been running to get that lead on those guys that you have been before. It's just very difficult for him. There all looks like a little bit of an issue here. Fine, never mind. Oh, we got somebody. Is that somebody around? Or am I hearing stuff again? I swear I can hear tires screeching, but every time I think I hear tires screeching, nobody's around. It kind of messes with me, that's for sure. '70 is going to try to slide up under the 75. He's going to try to go after the 93. I believe the 70, he is not battling, or sorry, that's the 70. He's not battling with these guys. I believe he's multiple laps down, so I don't think what he's doing is going to help his cause. Yeah, he's 19 laps down, so what he's doing is not going to help his cause at all, trying to fight those guys down on the bottom. But I know it's worth a shot. Might as well give it a chance while you have the opportunity to. New Big, and he's just continuing to stretch his lead. The battle is really between Gabriel and Andy back here. These two have not let each other go. And when I say that, it's really Andy who's keeping the other guy in front of him in check. He's just not letting him pull away at all, making it very, very difficult for him. Oh, good Lord. I'm just trying to make sure my voice just does not give out. It keeps on wanting to give out, and I'm trying not to let it, but it seems like it might win in the end, sadly. I do not want it to, that's for sure. Oh, good Lord. This is going to be an interesting battle. See, it's really New Big. He's kind of ran away with this, but these two guys back here, I think these guys are going to start getting into it within maybe the next 10 laps. As we'll just really watch these guys at this point. I don't think anybody else is really going to pass each other necessarily, but I want to see these two go at 38. Sends it in there, almost clips the 27. You see him lock up his right front. As soon as I say these guys might start getting at it, the 38 tries to make an aggressive move, locks up his right front to not get into him. Maybe more of a gentleman's thing, saying I'll take the tire burn and get into you. I want to see if he can get back up to him, because it's going to be... I truly want to see if he can get back up to him. I don't think locking your tires is going to hurt it once. Now, if he's doing it multiple times, it's definitely going to hurt him. But 29's back out on track. I think 31, I think he may have called it a day. I think he just decided, I don't want to be in this race anymore. He's had a pretty hard time. The 29's just going to tough it out. So is the 70. New Big looks like he's just kind of cruising at this point, as I'm not sure when they'll have to go down pit road. I do know that they'll have to go down at least once. That is definitely a fact. Saying that, I don't even know that for sure. I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. Try to get over there. Oh, Clinton's he's in a doghouse running. He's getting everybody around him. I think these are lap trucks. Yes, they are. He's boxed in behind the 93. 75's below him. Clinton can go to the bottom now as he's just having to sort all through this. I know he does not want to be in there at all. He wants to get away from this 93 as a 7. He's coming up to lap him. Clinton's got to be careful trying to put down the power on the bottom, because I saw people spin out, get loose doing that. They already have so much wheel into it. They just can't put any more, as he's going to try to slide up from the 93. 93 would probably be wise to give him the spot. Looks like he does. Decides not to race him hard. And he's finally gotten away from this, but the 38 and the 27 almost going back at it again. 38 is, he's definitely pushing it. He's trying to get past the 27 now. I think he's probably getting fed up as he's letting the anger maybe take over him, and I wouldn't blame him. It does get very annoying when you can't, you know that you're faster than somebody else and you just can't get around him. You kind of like, man, it's going to get to the point where I'm just going to end up hitting you. I mean, you just can't do anything. Yes, no, I've done that before. Looks like they got a little bit of a battle up here. That's the 40. Looks like these oh, he disappeared now. He is blinking in and out. There he is. Oh, I was going to go to the 7. So 7's having to work through a little bit of traffic. Got the 93 to his outside. This is going to allow maybe the 27 to catch up because the 7's not being able to get the entry that he exactly wants, having to enter a little bit more shallower than these guys on the top lanes. That 40 looks like he's having bad connection issues, but they're going to be coming inside 40 to go very soon. Those laps will definitely tick off very fast as they're only running about 24-second laps. But this is what Gabriel wanted to see, is he doesn't want to see it now because now it's his turn to go through it, and he's actually going to be under attack from the 38. 38's going to try to get that spot. 38 had to run him back down, and Gabriel, if the 38 plays his cards right, he can actually box in Gabriel. And if Gabriel gets a good run on the high side, but there's a truck up there, he's going to have nowhere to go. So it's going to be super difficult for him to make a move. I believe that's what he might do. Oh, the 75 comes down in front of the 38. See the 38 get loose on the bottom, trying to put down the power. I know that the 7 likes to see this. It's probably just looking at the time grow. The 38 doesn't get the exit that he wants because he about hits the 75 coming up off the corner. These guys are just going to go at it right now. This is real short track racing. Everybody's close quarters. 38, I think he might have to move the 75. The 75 just shouldn't be up there. I think he netcodes. Yep, he gives him a shot there. He wants him to get out of the way. Oh, we get into the wall. That's the 75 in front of the 27. 27 looks like he doesn't get that bad of damage. 38 clips him. A lap truck in the way of lap cars, just where they should not be at all. Oh, look what happens here. So 38 hits the 75, tries to get him out of the way. 75 is not loose. Look, he just tries to clear himself up in front of Gabriel, and there's no room. 38 goes down to the bottom. 27 almost get there. He does get clipped by the 3. Or 38 doesn't hit him too hard, so I don't think that'll be too much damage for him. But driver's probably going to come down pit road this time. I would not see anybody staying out. That you have the opportunity to put freshies on, and you saw about the second fall off, so it'd be smart to come down. I wouldn't stay out if I was him. Yep, he's going to come down. That is Doug. He'll come down. He'll probably drag everybody else with him. That looks like they will come down. 77, 83 comes down. All the on the lead lap trucks will come down. These guys will get the wave around. Then they should pit after that. But I don't think that was. I don't see anything malintent. I just don't think it was a smart move from the 75. No, probably should have let those guys go. I mean, you don't gain anything from racing them at all. The 7 he'll easy win this race off pit road. The 27 is going to beat the 38 off just barely. So these two are still going to have to deal with each other. You saw them racing pretty hard. Neither one wanted to give up that position. They were wanting to drive off the corner. Drivers, they will get the green flag this time by the 7. He has maintained a lead. He's made this place his stomping ground, not letting anybody else catch him. It's been very hard to even touch him, really. He's just been pulling away from those guys. He's not letting anybody get near him. I wouldn't blame him at all for doing that. But pretty much the same thing that we saw all night. He's going to be starting up front. The 27, Gabriel to his outside. The 38 going to be to the bumper of him. Let's see if the 38 can get a good start and finally get past the 27. He's not going to get too bad of one. The 38 is going to try to cut the track as much as he can. Oh, he actually wiggles. He's wiggling off the bottom. And trying to get under that 27. I think he's had enough of racing him. Goes up the track a little bit. You see the cause of the last caution, the 75 there. He's on the apron. It looks like the 27 is going to be able to hold him off just for now. I think that 38 is probably going to let the anger come out of him because he's been trying to get past that 27 forever. But, this resets everything. Can the 27 get to the 7's bumper and maybe move him just a little bit, give him a little bit of a tap? Wouldn't be against that, a little bump and run. We've already saw it happen here just a little bit. Nothing I don't really think anything's wrong with doing a bump and run. If you don't wreck the person, then go for it at least. You kind of back here, these lap trucks kind of going at the 97 or 93, 40. Green car on the bottom. 83 gets loose. He is very loose. He is wiggling up. You saw him, I think he came off the corner loose and almost overcorrected it. Tried to get back in the throttle. Still about hit the wall. I think you realize he's dead. Oh, yeah, he's almost hitting the wall. So that's why he's kind of jerking his wheel off like that. Trying not to hit it. He's probably very tight. Clinton actually comes up, gives the wall just a little bit of a kiss. So not too bad for him. I think he will be fine with that. As we saw, drivers they've already definitely used the wall. They've used the wall as a brake pedal. They've tested it. They said, yeah, it's fine up here. They're coming to 30 to go this time. But I think the 7, he pretty much has this in lock. But I want to see this 27 and the 38 go at it again. I think this is where you're going to see a lot of action between these two drivers. 27 might be in front right now, but can the 38 eventually catch him? Because I think he can. I think he has a very good chance of getting to his bumper. And maybe moving him if he has to. Everybody is pretty much single file throughout all this. The 40 is looking on the 70. He won't gain anything from passing him. So, I mean, laps down, there's obviously no faster pairs. I don't know why I thought there was one. For some odd reason, I guess I thought there was. Completely my fault. So disregard me saying that there is a faster pair for some odd reason. I don't know why I thought that. That's 77. You saw him almost touch the wall getting up that high. Surprised he's running that high on the track, but 27 and the 38 running pretty identical lap times. Doug ran a 22:51 that time by, so they're not running slow at all. I think Doug just has a little bit more pace in the long run. Yeah, he's just ever so faster than these guys behind him. Clinton's going to try to go under the 77 now. He's looking, almost clips the 77, tries to get in there pretty deep. Their driver's just that little tap on that quarter panel, and that will really end somebody's race, and that can get you one mad driver over the radios. I've had to listen to people get mad. I mean, it's short track racing. What do you expect? You're going to be hit eventually. There's nothing that these drivers can really do about it. 27, let's see what he's going to do now. Can he maybe catch the 20 or the 7 in front of him? I'm not sure. I mean, that 7, he has shown tonight that this is where he can run. He can run this track better than anyone else can. He's only got 24 more laps to do it when he comes by, or 25, but I just don't think he can do it. But Clinton, he's still trying to pass the 77. Looks like he's gotten a pretty clean truck too. Like he's been able to stay out of most of the damage tonight, not get up into somebody. So luckily for him, he's not been ripping the wall down, testing the strength of it. As you know, tomorrow in the Ghost League, Christian Roos doing his scientific experiment that he normally does. He'll be testing the durability of the outside wall and how to move it. He's tried to move it with his right side so far. It hasn't worked. So I've given him multiple options. He's going to try to use one of those options tomorrow. Do we know which one? No, because it's his choice. So, if you're free tomorrow, come out and watch the Ghost League. Always some fun racing there, and have a driver in that league. So, Dylan Hervatten, he might be running our paint scheme tomorrow. Not fully sure. I'll let him run whatever he wants. I'm not an owner that's like, yeah, you have to run this paint scheme where you can't do anything else. The 27, that 38 is starting to get on him. I want to see these two go at it. It was fun watching them do it. Let's see the 38. So I believe I will actually switch it to see what he's running on lap times. I think that 38 he's just a tad faster overall. And he may be losing right now, but I think just overall he's just whenever he runs a fast lap, he runs a very fast lap. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. And if he can just put all those together, I think that'll eventually propel him by the 27 of Gabriel. That's 27's just running ever so slightly faster laps. Just barely. I mean, they're not. Actually, no. Sorry, I'm looking at that the wrong way. So he's just 38. He's eating away at the 27. It's not much, but he's just nibbling away at his lead, taking small little bites of it when he can. That 7, he is just on rails. The 77, Clinton is still going at it too. We've got little battles that have kind of broken out all throughout the track of drivers just trying to get by each other. And I think you might start seeing some tempers kind of go out the window. They're like, all right, I'm done racing you. I'm going to start punting you, or I'm going to move you, as I've done that multiple times. I've given drivers a chance that I know that I'm faster of. And if you want to race me hard, I'll race you hard and clean. But there's a point where, I'm tired of getting held up, and I'll just, I'm not going to wreck you, but I'll definitely give you a bump, and I'll let you know that I'm there. The 70, he's going to go around the 88. He's going to go right under him. So 88 looks like he will give way and not mess with him at all. So courteous move from Zachary Hockenmeyer. Or Hockenmeyer. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. Hockenmeyer. I was saying his name right, just making sure. I saw the extra E in there. I remember, I got to make sure. He's finally gotten past the 77 now. It took him forever. He kept at it, but he eventually got it. So he was trying to get there. That's all I can ask for. But this lap truck's going to play into the hands of 38 maybe. 27's going to have to run a little bit lower on the track, but that's going to make the 38's exit tighter. Can that 38 use? Oh, he gets loose. I think he hits the bump coming off the corner. He's under the 27 now. Will he get up onto the 27's rear quarter panel and send it in there, or will he be pretty courteous and lay off? I think he's going to lay off it just a little bit. Looks like he has to overcorrect from his truck sliding, but these two is where it's going to be at. These two are going to start beating and banging on each other really soon, as I think the 38 is he's probably like, man, I'm fed up. I'm done racing you. I just want to get past you. I don't want to use my bumper, but if I have to, I'll hit you coming out the corner. And I would not blame him for doing that one bit. Oh, he gets loose. Both of them get loose. 27 into the wall. 38 was able to kind of keep it under him. Can the 38 finally get past the 27? Oh, he just can't pull the slide job on him just yet. He tried to pull it. He's getting ever so closer to him, just farther in front, as I think there's might have to be one corner where he says, you know what? This is where I don't use any brakes until super late, and I've just got to go as deep in as I can. As running on that bottom is hurting his exit. I think he finally might have heard me, and he just sends it into that corner, slides up right in front of the 27. He finally gets that pass done. He had been trying for so long to get it done, but he finally gets it. This has allowed the 7 to pull out an even bigger lead over these guys. He's run up on the 29 of Michael Garoni Jr. So he's probably got, I see 7 probably has the win in the bag, unless he gets super loose on exit and can't save it and spins it around. And I don't see him getting beat here. That is for sure. He's pretty much ran away with it at this point. I don't think anybody else has anything for him to have to face. Now, I could see him maybe getting wrecked by a lap car. We saw that happen before, but that probably wouldn't be something that these guys would want to do, because I'd say he'd be pretty heated, and I would not blame him one bit for being mad about that if I was him. Go on board with the 7 for probably about 2 laps here. look at the wheelman himself. That 38, you see that correction going in the corner. That man is loose, but he is driving the absolute wheels off this thing. Just watch him come off the corner here. Just look at all those little minor corrections he's making. He is giving it all he has. I mean, I think it may be in vain, but I'll give Andy, that is a great effort, dude. You're getting loose, getting into the corner. You're getting loose, getting out the corner, and you're still keeping your foot in it. Now, that can end up bad, don't get me wrong, but no, that's something that I do. I drive the wheels off anything that I drive. I might not drive it well, but I don't really care if it's loose. I'm keeping my foot in it. That's kind of a quote by Colin McRae, when in doubt, flat out. Keep your foot in it, see what can happen, as it may snap and hit put you in the wall, or you might get that pass done. Who knows? You never know if you don't keep your foot in it here. The 70s just had he's had an amazing night. I mean, he's just absolutely dominated this race. He's truly not had anybody, you know, to run with. I mean, that's being honest. He's just dominated this whole race. He has been up front the whole entire time. And it's kind of just something amazing to see just one driver who knows the track so well just lead almost every single lap. I mean, that's truly what it is. It's just great. Oh, good Lord, sorry. Got something going on over here, but they're coming to. It'll be 3 to go, coming to the line. Looks like everybody is spaced out. Besides this group here, which group was that? The 83 and the 27. The 27 might lose another position before this is done and over here. It's 83. See if he can maybe catch him. 83. We saw him getting very loose on exit earlier. The back end was really kicking out on his truck. He was having to deal with that. So he overshoots the corner, gets into the wall, uses the wall as a place to turn. You might as well, if you have it there, to use to your advantage. With the 7, he's only got 2 more laps around here. He's hoping and praying that a caution doesn't come out. I mean, it may sound weird, but you know, this late in the race, you don't want to restart, because anything can happen on restart. Some drivers will get super aggressive. Some drivers will say, hey, man, you can have this spot. And some drivers are like, yeah, gloves are off. I'm going to wreck you. I don't care. It's my position. I've been in races where I've been accused of that when I didn't really need to do it to anybody. Remember, I did that yesterday at Michigan. That guy actually came down on me, but I apologized to him anyway. But white flag will be in the air at Lucas Oil Raceway. Final lap for Doug. He can just take it easy now. He probably doesn't even want to push it at this point. Everybody's probably going to get out of his way. 88 gives him high. He's got 2 more corners, and this domination of a race from Doug, it will be his to take home before we hop over to Michigan. He has just swept the field right here. Coming off a 3 and 4, Doug Newbiggin, he's going to win at Lucas Oil Raceway. The 38, the wheelman who's been driving the wheels off, he will come second. Gabriel will hold on to third. Stu will come fourth, and Clinton will come home fifth. But that 7, he just dominated this whole entire race. He started on the pole, and he hadn't moved from that position since. You don't see that very often. Some dude lead that many laps in a race. I mean, that's just insane. He just ran away with this thing the whole time. Did not have a true challenger. And man, I'd burn it down if I was you. Come on, go ahead and burn it down, Doug. There you go. So we'll hop over to Michigan after this. I'll end the stream, start up a new one. Oh, don't hit the wall. He realizes it doesn't hit the wall. Keeps his burnout going, though. I'll give him credit for that. He just dominated the whole entire night. We will bring in, pull up the race results here, and we will bring in the 3rd place driver of Gabriel Ellison. Hey, Gabriel, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man?
I got you.
Man, Let 7, he was on wheels tonight, but you didn't do bad yourself. Now tell me how the race went from your perspective, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was very difficult. I was having a time. I was trying to start the race off. I felt super off the pace compared to Doug, and I was trying to replicate his line in that second run we had after the first caution. I just killed my tires, and yeah, I don't know. He had something figured out. I don't know what it is. This is my first experience with this track. So I mean, I'll learn. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to pass. So I had a real good time racing against Andy there. I know he was faster, and I was just rolling the top. I mean, that was a perfect example of how hard it was to pass because he was definitely the faster truck. But I'm happy to take a P3 there.
Yeah, man, not a bad finish at all. How do you feel about your chances about this next race at Michigan?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I tend to do better on the bigger tracks, so I think that I'll have a pretty good shot at it.
Hey, man, well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching this first stream tonight here?
Yeah, man. Huge shout out to Lucky Ducks with roasted gems, coffee, RS button boxes. A huge shout to Sim Racer Hub with the league and Ghost Racing Network, you guys up in the booth. And Dad, if you're watching, hello.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to shout your parents. But no, good finish in this race. Go get them next race, man.
Thank you.
That was Gabriel Ellison. We will bring in Andy Trupano. Hey, hey, Andy, this is Bryson. Oops, sorry, I gotta mute you. Oh, there you are. Hey, Andy, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man? I believe he is muted. I might need to unmute him. Hey, Andy, oh, there you are. You got a copy, man? Oh, looks like he's having some mic issues. Wait, we're waiting for him. He's maybe having some mic issues here. No, Andy, I will let you figure out your mic issues. I will go drag Doug in here real quick. So once you figure that out, just let me know. As we will bring in actually the race winner now. Hey, Doug, this is Bryson's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, so you just dominated that race. I mean, literally, you led, I think, almost every single lap. I mean, how does that make you feel knowing that you just absolutely just crushed those guys in that field?
Feels pretty good. I mean, C fixed. IRP was C fixed last 2 weeks ago, and I was super good there, super good qualifying, everything. I was just really good at it. Track just really came naturally to me. I was like, you know what? I saw we were doing this in the schedule, and it's like this just lined up perfectly for me. So I mean, I knew what to do in every point of the race. It was just so nice.
I mean, you were setting down some fast lap times. I mean, literally, it was from that drop of green. I was like, man, no one's going to catch him. I mean, you just dominated that whole race. But no, how does that make you feel knowing that you already have a win tonight? And what do you feel about your chances at Michigan?
I mean, it feels always great, get that win secure. So I'm tied with Gabe for wins for the season, which, I mean, I definitely want to beat him in points, obviously. So the funny part about Michigan, right, is that last week, if you remember, when I talked to you in the booth, I was saying, IRP I'm super excited for because that was my best week in iRacing, right? I kept saying that, I was going to win tonight. I made sure to lock it down, and proved it. The funny part is that Michigan, I statistically had the best week on the whole service for that Michigan weekend and anyone else. So, I mean, I got 8 wins. I think I got 20 poles. I'm ready for tonight to not only win this one, but the next one.
Yeah, man, Michigan. I don't run leagues, but Michigan definitely treated me good in A Open and was able to snatch 3 for that. But, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, anybody you want to shout out that may have been watching this first stream here tonight?
Yeah, Roast Gems Coffee. Love those guys. Code Lucky Ducks 15% off. Let me tell you, best coffee in the world. JC Concepts, they do RC stuff. Go check them out if you're into that. Shade Designs, Stern Wraps, beautiful paint scheme as always. Gotta love it. Lucky Duck Motorsports. My team, my homies, they're all in there. It's helping them out through that race. So, yeah, I mean, carry on to the next one.
Yeah, man. Well, good finish in this first race. Hopefully you can repeat it, but I will let you go, and hopefully I'll see you in victory lane in the race after this one.
Yeah, hopefully, man. I can't wait to be $50 richer. That's my plan.
Yeah, well, I'll let you go here then, man. That was Douglas Newbig, and I'll see if Andy has his mic fixed. Hey, Andy, this is Bryce in the booth. You got a copy, man? I believe his mic may be muted here. So it doesn't look like we will get a second place interview. And I will give him this. He was trying to drive the wheels off that thing. That's all you can ask for from a driver. But I'll go through the order here real quick. Doug Newbigging first, Andrew Trapano second, Gabriel Elson third, Stu Leslie fourth, Clinton Sneed fifth, John Peely sixth, Zachary Hockemeyer seventh, Joseph Plager eighth, Doug Denise ninth, James Nelson 10th, Michael Garone Jr. 11th, Brian Knoll 12th, Matthew Ayla 13th, Anthony Thurber 14th. Here just a little bit. Change for me, please. Oh, that's actually all the drivers. So sorry, I'm looking at that. So Anthony, he was race control. So some drivers, they had a very tough race here, but they'll have another redemption at Michigan. We will end this stream here really quick, and I will hop over to Michigan. The stream will probably be put up in about 15 minutes, I say, but I will see you all very shortly here.